Hey guys, I got this transcript from the CIA and the phone call that took place, or the video conference that took place between Alan Peru and one of the SEAL Team 6 dads and an ex-member of the military. I can't know his last name's No, but anyway, I want you guys to listen to this and listen to it good, because everybody is saying that this guy is not a CIA operative. But if you saw the video, you'd know he was, because he'd already talked to governors and congressmen. He talked to one of the congressmen live on the phone while he recorded it. So you know he's CIA. So stop saying that he's just an old drunk trying to stir up trouble. He's not. He's an ex-CIA agent, and he let that drop out. He got the drop out. As far as I know, Trump has the drop. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if he's going to do anything with it, but as of now, he's not mentioned it only once in a tweet, and then they took that down because I don't know. They say it's a lie, but this guy's true. But just share the hell out of it. Share. I mean, this has got to get out. This is wrong. We need to help these SEAL Team 6 families get the answers they deserve, the truth. And the people that's responsible for it need to be charged. They need to be punished for this. And it goes all the way up to Obama. So, yeah, I'll let you guys read this transcript. I know I showed the video, but I didn't do the transcript, so I'm going to let you read it. We'll start right there at the bottom, or at the top. Here we go.
Benghazi whistleblowers, Nicholas New and Charles Woods, father of Ty Woods, a Navy SEAL who was killed while defending diplomatic staff at the U.S. Benghazi compound, are joined in a Zoom call by Alan Howell Parrott, a Falcon trainer and CIA whistleblower. This call was recorded on October 11th and presented at the #AmpFest conference held in Miami this past weekend. In the video, Parrott explains how the $152 billion trade deal with Iran was a blackmail payment by the Obama-Biden administration to the Iranian regime to cover up the deaths of SEAL Team 6, and the fact that Iran had custody of Osama bin Laden, and that it was Osama's double who was killed in Abbottabad, Pakistan in 2011. This is why the body was given the very UN Islamic burial at sea, although we learn that not even that was true. Parrott says the double's body parts were thrown out of a chopper over the Hindu Kush mountains. The real bin Laden had been secreted away, back to Iran, where the rogue CIA, aka the Safari Club, had arranged to have him detained in Mashhad during the previous 10 years. Parrott said that he would release the documents and audio proving all of this, and that he would personally brief the president, as well. There are many more interesting details. You have to watch this video. *******. Transcript. Nicholas New: Hey, good morning, Alan, thanks for joining us. Alan Parrott: good morning, Nick, and are great to be here. Nicholas New: please introduce yourself to everybody. Alan Parrott: my name's Alan Parrott. I was a falconer for Arab political leaders for 20 years, and then I spent another 10 years in former Soviet territories doing conservation work and catching falcon smugglers. Nicholas New: excellent. So, we crossed paths about a year ago, or about 8 months ago, and I have always been searching for the reasons as to why they wanted everyone to die in Benghazi. And boy, do you have some really good information that explains everything. We appreciate that you're taking the time to share this with everyone, so thank you. Alan Parrott, well, I have to say that our military are so well trained. Their work is compartmentalized, and the only people that understand the full story are the people at the top, and they have made some very bad decisions for this country, and for the former Navy SEAL, Ty Woods and his brethren, who perished unnecessarily at the hands of Hillary Clinton. And in the large picture, this involves Joe Biden and John Brennan. Nicholas knew, so, could you explain the context of how did this all start? Alan Parrott, well, the gestation, the beginning was in the 70s, during the Church Commission, when an alternate CIA was created, called the Safari Club. And the Safari Club was financed by overseas allies. It was outsourced to foreign banks. I have 2 banks and bank accounts that were used by the Safari Club, and the individuals, with checks paid out by them. Osama bin Laden was one of the recipients of funding from this alternate CIA, that was subverting the oversight control of the successor to the Church Commission, and that is the Senate Intelligence Committee. 1 week before bin Laden was killed, I was called down to the Senate Intelligence Committee to give statements and evidence, and I have quite a few tape recordings, and of senior members who were aware of bin Laden's house arrest in Iran for 10 years following Tora Bora. This was arranged by John Brennan. This is why Gary Bernstein was not allowed to kill Osama bin Laden in Tora Bora when he was only a few hundred yards away, because the plans had been made and set in stone by John Brennan to extradite bin Laden from Tora Bora to Iran, where he remained under house arrest for 10 years, with more than 100 al-Qaeda leaders and their families. Charles Woods, so, what you're saying is that there was no need for us to invade Afghanistan, under the pretext of getting al-Qaeda, if the US government knew, and was actually protecting his life in Iran, is that correct? Alan Parrott, well, I have to say it really was rogue elements of the US government controlled by John Brennan, Richard Clarke, Vice President Biden, quite a few people. There's a long list of people. They started with good intentions. The Safari Club was begun to fight the expansion of the USSR, but it turned into a very distorted operation over the years, and Osama bin Laden was the figurehead manifestation of this alternate CIA, and so they had to protect him, in their bad judgment. And you see, one lie leads to another. Our parents always taught us this. And so, my team, we planned a program to go in and get bin Laden in Iran. We were going to catch him when he was falconry hunting. Because I spent 20 years living with Arab political leaders, training their falcons, and going out in these camps, hunting with them. And then I noticed there were terrorists coming into these camps, and the Royal Falconry camps are al-Qaeda's boardroom. This is where these bad guys come. There are no passport or border controls, and so we were going to go in and get bin Laden, but unfortunately, within minutes of ascending to the office of the CIA director, Leon Panetta's first act in office was to cancel the Rigor program. RIGOR, a covert CIA program to catch and kill Osama bin Laden in Iran. This was 6 months after Barack Obama was sworn in as president, and Leon Panetta threw a tantrum and cancelled Rigor. This was reported by Goldman and Apuzzo, and slightly mischaracterized in the press, as targeting al-Qaeda leaders all over the world, but it was focused only on Iran and bin Laden. And so, when we were first ignored, and then obstructed, and then threatened by 8 CIA officials, and warned off going into Iran to get bin Laden, we had passports, visas, everything was ready. The Revolutionary Guards were going to be our bodyguards while we were out doing bona fide scientific research, as a cover for catching bin Laden alive for delivery to the tri-state area. When we were shut down by Leon Panetta and others, I began negotiating directly with Iran, 6 scenario analyzers for the transfer of bin Laden, alive and well, to coalition forces, and to have him put in a neutral zone. And Iran is on tape agreeing to this. It was all done. It took 3 years to develop this. I had meetings in the Iranian mission at the United Nations. Ambassador Mohammad Karzai, organized everything. Bakhsarai was the handler. There were several handlers. Everything was ready, and then I went to Governor Bill Richardson, New Mexico. Governor Bill Richardson on December 2nd and 3rd of 2010. He agreed to be the U.S. envoy to receive bin Laden for transfer to coalition custody, and it turned out that bin Laden had already been moved to Abbottabad, Pakistan, in August of 2010, and so Nicholas knew. Why was he transferred there? Alan Parrott. He was transferred there because, in the 6 scenario analyses that I discussed with Iran, by harboring Osama bin Laden and 100 al-Qaeda leaders, this represents an act of war against the United States. Their nuclear facilities could be bombed and their economy obliterated, so the time moves backwards instead of forwards. And the Iranians didn't want to risk exposing their complicity with John Brennan and others to harbor. You see, John Brennan and Clinton and Biden outsourced the imprisonment of al-Qaeda leaders to Iran. We think of outsourcing as being a commercial activity. They outsourced our military responsibilities to an untrustworthy adversary, Iran, and they did that to save Iran from retaliation for harboring terrorists. And so Iran had no choice, in their estimation, but to accept the offer of Clinton, in lieu of my offer, which was transfer to a neutral zone, because that would have endangered their economy and their nuclear program. Nicholas knew. Forgive me, I want to ask you, so Clinton actually knew about this, right? She knew that they were willing to just hand him over to us.
And you notice that Obama and Biden were protecting Iran so they wouldn't get retaliation for terrorists. Obama and Biden knew Iran harbors terrorists. They knew that from the time they've got in office. But this is where I go back to a video, it's been about 3 or 4 videos, maybe longer, where Biden said he wants to teach the Islamic religion in school. You can't teach the Christian religion in school anymore. What gives him the right to throw that in there? You can't teach Christian values in school, but you want to teach Muslim Islamic values in school. This is where I told you they're trying to dumb our kids down. They're trying to feed them this leftist agenda. And if you don't believe that, you just keep on keeping on, because it's going to happen if we let it. If Trump doesn't get elected and Biden gets in, it's going to be bad. Biden's going to have us a Muslim state, and if you don't worship their God, they'll kill you. And this has been a Muslim idea from the beginning. They wanted a total Muslim world, all Muslim. They didn't want no other religion. And they're working hard on trying to get it. Believe me. And Biden's right there helping them. And Obama was helping them too.
Alan Parrott, tapes, registered letters, everything to Clinton. Nicholas knew, and so she knew that Iran was ready to give us bin Laden, with no real struggle, and so she decided to have him moved to Pakistan for a trophy kill. Alan Parrott, they moved him to Abbottabad in August of 2010. And that's our first overhead viewings of bin Laden walking in the garden. Everybody said he was crippled, but he walked down 3 flights of stairs to walk in a garden to advertise his presence, okay. It was an advertisement. Then, the gas line was put on the 3rd floor of the Abbottabad complex in August, because his wives had to stay sequestered away from the other men. They had to cook in private without the purdah veil, and other things. Assad, one of bin Laden's sons, said his father was strangely resigned to dying in Abbottabad. So, he was held there in a gilded cage, awaiting his trophy kill. He was moved from Mashhad, Iran into Abbottabad airport, and then moved to this prison complex, the Abbottabad compound. It was not there to protect him, it was there to keep him there awaiting his appointment with destiny. But the Iranians turned it into a fateful result, because they pulled bin Laden out at the last minute, at the 11th hour, after an Iranian agent, a double agent, a Pakistan ISI officer who worked for Iran covertly, provided the DNA evidence to the CIA station chief. Finally, they were convinced it was bin Laden in Abbottabad, and they sent in SEAL Team 6. And Musharraf said he didn't know about SEAL Team 6 coming in, but they had to let down the radar long enough for the helicopters to come in, and they only told Obama about the SEAL Team 6 kill mission after the radar was put back up and SEAL Team 6 could not go back into Afghanistan. It was then a one-way trip that could not be cancelled. You see, we have a witness who witnessed Hillary and Panetta threatening Obama that if he didn't greenlight the bin Laden kill mission, they would expose him in the press, and he would never survive, politically. And he actually was reluctant to authorize the kill mission. That's why they pulled him off the golf course, only after the mission could not be cancelled. And so the agent provocateurs, the engineers of all of this were John Brennan, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden. And when they went in there, trusting the Iranians had bin Laden there, waiting for them, SEAL Team 6, they killed Osama bin Laden's double. Charles Woods, how do we know that? Alan Parrott, one of the wives, went running towards them before he shot him and said, "Don't shoot. He's a double." I don't know the language used. And then, if you read Sihir's book, he explains that they threw the body parts over the Hindu Kush mountains. They didn't even save them, like they saved the sons of Saddam Hussein, and in a refrigerated tent, well preserved and with makeup, just to prove that the wicked witch was dead. They saved the sons of Saddam Hussein, but they did not save the corpse of Osama bin Laden, because it was his double, and it could not handle the scrutiny of DA testing, obviously. Charles Woods, okay, the SEAL team, they knew that it was thrown out of the helicopter. Alan Parrott, they learned that it was not bin Laden, and so they threw the body parts over the Hindu Kush mountains, and John Brennan said that the people on the ship were told to keep quiet about the burial at sea, but they all say that they never were told to keep quiet, because there was no burial at sea. John Brennan took the lead, and made the fake media announcements. He lied to the press, when he explained this Muslim burial at sea. It's actually haram. It's forbidden to bury a Muslim at sea, unless the body's gonna endanger the lives of the crew with disease risk, you know. Because, you see, in the ocean, the feet rotate around and the feet will face Mecca. It's haram. You must bury on land with the face facing Mecca. So Brennan, who's a Muslim, you'd think he'd know not to lie about something so obvious. He said it was a Muslim burial at sea. Nonsense. And so this big lie, you see, they Biden, Hillary and Clinton worked this agreement with Iran. They trusted Iran to move bin Laden to Pakistan. He did. He was there. But then they trusted Iran to keep him there. They moved him out, back to Iran. And then, the communication from Iran to Obama was, "Hey, we got your neck in a noose. Give us all this money, $152 billion, $2 billion on an airplane pallet, was paid out for the secrets I wish to reveal now, and to the President, under the terms of misprision of treason." That is to say, this is a secret. These are secrets worth $152 billion paid by President Obama. And Vice President Biden, paid with the blood of SEAL Team 6, when he had them killed. Nicholas knew, so, it's blackmail and extortion, then. Alan Parrott, blackmail and extortion, yeah. Iran commandeered.
You could see where Biden got his 3 new houses, multi-million-dollar homes. It definitely wasn't from being vice president. Well, he's got his son in there getting illegal funds from China, Russia, and that other place.
Charles Woods, do you have the documents to prove this? Alan Parrott, Yes, yes. Now, Iran. Charles Woods, well, I was going to ask you, if you have those documents, are you willing to personally deliver those to President Trump, if he were to provide the transportation and the guarantee of safety for you to do that? Alan Parrott, well, I'm not concerned about safety. There's always an invisible hand that protects us, and we're on the winning team. America is on the winning team. Charles Woods, not one sparrow falls to the ground outside of God's will. Alan Parrott, yes, it would be my pleasure and my honor to bring this material to President Trump. There's a massive amount terabytes, documents, video, audio. It needs to go to the president. Charles Woods, I will do everything that I can to get this video into his hands. Alan Parrott, it's my only wish. My only wish. Nicholas New, Alan, I've got a question for you. So that means that SEAL Team 6 was shot down on purpose, after the trophy kill, to ensure that dead man can tell no tales. Alan Parrott, you are correct. So that President Obama paid bribery of $152 million, Vice President Biden paid with the blood of SEAL Team 6. He spent their blood like currency. Nicholas New, well, I've got to share something with you. Actually, Charles does. Charles, tell him about the Army Ranger that you talked to that was in the city where they were shot down. Charles Woods, okay. When we lived in Hawaii and for about a month afterwards, I was in shock and my wife and we went walking on the beach, and in the back of my vehicle, I have a bumper sticker about Ty. And this gentleman came up to me, and he was an Army Ranger that had been injured. He was recuperating in Hawaii and he said, "How do you know Chief Petty Officer Woods?" And I say, "Well, I'm his dad." He says, "Well, I worked with your son." And we became very close. It was part of my healing process, actually, getting to know him. He started coming to our church, his girlfriend started surfing with my daughters, and they ended up getting married. And one of the things that he told me, he says, I was on the Ranger team that was in that village, where SEAL Team 6 was killed. The story was by the Biden-Obama administration, that there was this team that was under attack in this village. We're gonna die if you don't get someone here really quick. And so, they loaded SEAL Team 6 on this slow, vintage Huey helicopter, the size of a school bus, and slowly got them to the village. Now, they did not request help. They've been in that village numerous times before. In fact, if someone came, it would actually endanger them. The story was not true. And then, usually when a helicopter comes in, it goes zoom right down to the ground, opens up, all the troops go out in seconds and then, boom, the helicopter goes straight up. Well, this was a sitting target, okay, the size of the school bus. It hovered in the air over that village, just waiting to be shot down, and the people hot roped. I never heard the word hot roped before. That means they each individually lowers down, while it was a sitting target. And then, apparently, it was shot down by one of those weapons that Hillary Clinton illegally sent to Benghazi to give to terrorists, a terrorist organization the US government used to get rid of our ally, who was fighting terrorism, that's Gaddafi, and then, that weapon ended up over in Afghanistan. Nicholas knew, they were Stinger missiles. Thousands upon thousands of them went missing, and Mark Turi was told that he had a small arms covert weapons program going. So that way, none of that was ever given to someone, because they could shoot down jetliners just flying by. If they wanted to, a child could do it. A 12-year-old could do it. So, these Stinger missiles went through Benghazi, and then were given to the people who shot down SEAL Team 6. That was a setup. They were covering their tracks there. And then, when they found the serial number on one of the missiles, it is traced back to the CIA from Qatar from that weapons cache of Stinger missiles. That's why they had to then cover their tracks, after people found out that the missiles were from Qatar, and then they could trace back where they came from Hillary through Benghazi. That's why Stevens was back there, to recover those missiles and cover up the evidence. Well, that's at least what we were told. I assume that part of the plan for her was to eliminate everyone there, at the Benghazi compound, as well. Alan Parrott, you know, it's just so wicked. It's hard. It's just so unimaginably evil what these people do. Charles Woods, dead men don't talk. Alan Parrott, we'll talk. We will talk. Nicholas New, you have some good news coming up, here in the next week and a half. Alan Parrott, yes, sir. It's going to be released. Audio tapes, documents, I believe so, yes. Nicholas New, yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing about it and seeing everybody connect the dots, because it's pretty plain to see, the people involved, and it's all connected to another crime spree, and that's another story, though. Alan Parrott, well, let's just remember that a heavy price has been paid for the secrets we are uncovering, and there are millions of people who want to see the truth, and we're going to deliver. Charles Woods, well, America is a democracy. And for a democracy to work, the people that vote need to know what the truth is, and that is why we have 3 weeks for the people of the United States to get to know the truth. I hope that the media covers this, including the fake media, because the truth has to come out for our democracy to work properly, so people can vote intelligently. Alan Parrott, totally agree. I agree. Nicholas New, all right, Alan. We appreciate your time today. I'm sure this is just the beginning, and we look forward to hearing and seeing what you're going to show to everyone in the future. Alan Parrott, it's the beginning, but it's also the beginning of the end for the bad guys. Speak to you soon, yes, sir. Nicholas New, have a good day. Charles Woods, God bless.
And that was the entire transcript of that exchange, of that conference they had, that video conference. There's a lot of information in there, and everybody's trying to say that the Alan Parrott, Peru, whatever it is, he's a Looney Tune. He wasn't never a CIA agent and all that stuff, but he was. He's an ex-CIA agent, and he did drop, like I said in the beginning, he did drop some stuff. I don't know if he did it all or not, but I know he did drop some stuff. There was a big packet of it, big manila envelope. I don't know what all was in it, but the media has it, and I don't know why. The fake news media is not going to play it because it's against Obama and Biden, and Hillary. You know what I mean? So they're not going to mess with it. They probably done destroyed their copies. But I don't know about Fox News. I heard they had a copy. I don't know. Haven't heard anything out of them either. But there was a drop, and let's hope something gets done about it, because this is getting really, really old for these SEAL Team 6 parents. They want answers. They need answers. But we got to get a bunch of support behind this, because if not, it's just not going to get around. I mean, you got to share. And yeah, we need to get this out there, guys. Let's help these families out. Let's help them get the answers they need and deserve. It's time to stop all this foolishness out here in this government. It's time to put a foot down and say, hey, enough's enough. Vote these people out of offices. Set up term limits. And we just got to have term limits on these senators and congressmen, because They're in on it. They're in on it. Obama got a $2 billion kickback to protect them, to give them hush money so they wouldn't say nothing. I don't know how many is involved, but I'd like to know. I'd like to know because, man, this is getting, I'm figuring Nancy Pelosi's in it. Her and her $24,000 refrigerators, I'm sure she's in on it. Maxine Waters, I'm sure she's one. Her and her mansions. Let's see who else is in there. Adam Schiff's in on it. You know he's got a house that's $1 million. And then you got old Cherry Nadler. He's definitely in on it. He tries too hard against Trump. But anyway, let's get this out there, guys. Share this, share this, share this. This is a must read. I mean, listen to, you know, it has to be spread around. And if you put it on Twitter, they're going to take it down. So share this all over the place. It don't matter if they take it down. Share it. Change the title, whatever. I'm sharing it. I don't care what they say. All right, guys. I appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the hell out of it. Share, share, share. I thank you for your support. It's greatly appreciated. God bless you. Have a nice night.